What's up, YouTube? I hope everything is good. So, I'm making this video because someone asked me to. They said, what's on your table? I was talking about herbs in another video. And so here I am. I'm going to talk about what's here. I'm going to talk about, first, the herb. I'm going to show it to you. Then I'm going to tell you my experience with it. And then my protocol. And so, but before I start, okay, I make utter to failure videos. These videos, I work out to the max. It's a follow along with different influencers. So, now, okay, I'll get right to it. Tongkat I'm going to start with, okay? Tongkat is right here. I'm going to take it out so you can see it. And this is an herb. See, I'm lucky. I'm in Asia, and so I get the real deal. And so this is Tongkat, and so, woo. Okay, so now Tongkat has been is known to increase testosterone, and so when you increase testosterone, you increase muscle, and you take care of all your sexual stuff. And so my experience with it, I've been taking it for about 4 years, maybe more, I'm not sure. And I freaking felt the effects immediately. There's a certain pump I get out of taking it. And so I take it, I took it every day for a while. And then I started to space some days in between. And then now I'm one day on, one day off. And so that's pretty much all I can say about Tongkat. It's my number one herb that it's a staple. That's what I want to say. Tongkat is a staple herb, along with turmeric, along with neem leaf powder. Those are my staples, and those are over there. Turmeric, you kind of already know. Neem leaf is just a powder. And so let me move on, okay? Let's get to lion's mane. Okay, now I grind up, these herbs with this big monster grinder here. And so this is lion's mane. It's already, I already, got it hooked up. I grinded it or grounded it? Grounded it. Okay, this is lion's mane here. This is lion's mane. And so lion's mane is tooted for mental clarity and freaking focus and super high antioxidants, and there's a slew of other things. I'm not going to really get into all the benefits because you should look up the benefits for yourself, because I don't know what you are looking to get out of these herbs. I'm just going through each one and I'm going to talk about it. Lion's mane, I tell you, I take it, and I take it sparingly. It's not a staple. I may take it for a while and then get off of it because there's so many other mushrooms to take. And so I'll get on the lion's mane kick for a while. I can't say that it's like Tongkat where I feel clear, My life is that sometimes I feel clear, sometimes I don't, Sometimes I feel on it, sometimes I don't feel, it's like I'm human. I'm a human being. And so that's lion's mane. My protocol, I said it, my experience. How long? Man, I've been taking it for about a year on and off, maybe 2 years, like that. It's been in my life. And so next we have here, it's gonna look really nice. This is black reishi mushroom, grown in the forest, huh? And so these mushrooms, right, they're tooted for being able to balance hormones. Always, antioxidants and stuff like that, let me tell you why I don't pay so much attention to the benefits, because maybe the seller is putting those things in because they want to sell this product. And so what I do is that I go, okay, it's antifungal, it's antifungal, it's antibacterial, it's anti this, it's anti-inflammatory, and so okay, great, that's all good. They all have a slew of things. A tonic, it'll clean you, blood purifier, that's all beautiful. But now I have to try it and then see, over time, how my life is going with herbs in my life. There it goes. Herb in my life. Then next is ashwagandha. I take ashwagandha too. Ashwagandha is another one that they took for testosterone and for mood stabilizing, and a lot of people take the ashwagandha is quite popular, and I was just looking for ashwagandha here so you can see that I get the real deal also. This is ashwagandha, and so damn, I grind up ashwagandha, and I take also on and off. This one is a little related to Tongkat Ali. I take them together or I take them apart. I may take ashwagandha 3, 4, 5 days in a row and then take a break. I may get off of it for a while and then get back on it, because as you can see, there's way too many herbs to, there's a lot of different herbs. And so I see this as a food, not as a medicinal herbs. I see it as a food, so I blend it into a soup and I have a variety. And so now, what's next? We have Lindsay. This is another mushroom, guys. This is Lindsay mushroom. Let me take it out so you can see what it looks like. This is Lindsay mushrooms. I think it's between Lindsay and Reishi. You could call it both the same, So this is another one that I take and I alternate between these other mushrooms, because sometimes I take all the mushrooms together, and then sometimes I take them apart. And my experience with Lindsay, I've been taking it about 2 or 3 years. And the protocol, I don't know, that's it. My experience is that all of this stuff is like kind of pretty much on the same plane. So what do we have here? This is a new herb that I saw, and I read the benefits and the benefits. This is called calamus root. Let me take it out to show you. Chances are you never heard of this, calamus. And so I'll read what calamus is. I'll tell you what they say. And they say it treats psychological disorders, depression, epilepsy, Parkinson's disease, headaches, etc. Gives a major boost to hormones. Oh, wait. Gives a major boost to hormone regulation production. Okay, and then helps with mood and sex drive. So, this one I chew, because that's what the herbalist recommended, She said, chew it, and so I chewed it. It's bitter. They say it has psychoactive stuff in there. I felt like a little, but nothing where I can say, yeah. And I only chew a little bit, so I really don't know what would happen if you take a lot. And so all these herbs, I implement the new ones little by little. The ones that I've been taking for years, then I'll take more and less of them. Like, to go back to Tongkat Ali, I don't like the idea of taking the exact same dose all the time, because since I treat it as a food, I may take more or less on a given day, only because I want that type of variety. I want that type of spread. And so now, what's next? Chaga mushrooms. We're on the mushroom tip. This is chaga mushroom. Another one that, all these mushrooms, the benefits are anti-cancer, And so my logic is that I'm 58 years old. I don't have cancer, but I'm going to take these herbs as a precautionary measure, as a way to care for myself and not wait till I get a problem and then take the herbs. I'd rather take the herbs now and take care of all the aspects of what constitutes health, you know, because we got blood pressure and we got diabetes, we got all these problems. We have all these things out there, and at my age, you know, I ought to be taking care of myself. And so I'm happy I'm here talking about these herbs. Now next, okay, I'm going to talk about Kratom. Haha. This is Kratom. This is the most freaking, what do you call that? Controversial herb out there, maybe. You know, so controversial. I went like this because I may use it as a thumbnail, you know. So, it's so controversial that they want to ban it. And so that's unfortunate because, you know, they're blaming the herb when people are abusing things. And so I find that to be kind of weird. And so I was turned on to this from a friend of mine. I really didn't know what it was. And so they call it Kratom. Others call it Kratom. Others call it Kratom. Please don't dog me on the proper way to say it, because there's many different ways that it's said depending on where you are. Okay, so Kratom. Okay, I tried it. Freaking loved it. Gave me a boost of energy. Gave me a boost of clarity. This is one of the herbs that, you know, I felt freaking right away. And so, naturally, because it's a herb, and if it's going to do that to me, I'm going to want to take it, you know, every day. That's what I thought. Let me take this every day. And so here, this is a small leaf, but there's leaves that are like this big. And so I didn't know. So I tried, you know, small leaves and a big leaf. And what I found later on is that this type of herb, you just don't want to, I can't take this herb every single day, only because after about 3 months, 4 months, I started to feel like a little fogged up in the head. I started to feel kind of off. There was something hard to explain. Like I know myself well enough to know that it was time to stop. And so I immediately stopped, and then I stopped for a week or so, and then I started to introduce little leaf like this, only because the amount of energy it gives me to work out is incredible. So that's the head I went into, where this is like maybe like a cup of coffee to you, or maybe a pre-workout or something like that. This is like my pre-workout. I take this and then I freaking get down with some type of activity. If there's really not any, or if I want to work or something like that, have focus, then I'll take this, but not so much as needed. And so Kratom, all these things, you want to look it up, look up the benefits, look up the benefits from different sources. Also look at who's selling it, like who's paying for this research, because that's important. A person like me is an asset, because I'm not selling any supplements, I'm not selling any of this, nor I ever will. That's not my business. I'm not a trainer, I'm not in the fitness industry, I'm not looking to gain anything. I don't have a fitness website or nothing. I'm just a normal Joe taking herbs, because herbs go back, they say 2,000 years. Chinese people have been taking herbs forever. And so I noticed, ginseng. I take ginseng also. I have a other portion over here with a lot of powders. And now, what am I missing? Cardamon. 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 These are cardamom pods. Now these pods, let me show you. This is another one by instinct. I feel that this is a really, really good herb that'll take care of a lot of what's going on in your system. Like when I take this herb, it sends me straight to the freaking bathroom, and I feel like I'm getting a total internal cleanse taking cardamom. And so because I value this so much for me, I take it along with all the herbs as a mixture. And then I also put it in my coffee, primarily an espresso, which I've then found out that they put cardamom in Turkish coffee. And so that's that. And so what else we got here? We have over here something called epilobial herb. Now this is another herb that you probably never heard of before. And so let me read what it's good for, because I take it for my prostate issues. So it calms inflammation of urinary tract, natural anti-inflammatory for prostate, helps prevent prostate cancers, reduce mouth ulcers and irritations of the oral cavity, improves kidney function, but it doesn't improve eyesight. I haven't found anything that improves eyesight, so you know, I'm like, oh hey, I can. So epilobial herb, you probably never heard of it, so let me show it to you. Maybe you can take a look to see if maybe this is something that you may want to consider. So I went through so many mushrooms. This is another special mushroom. I grounded this up. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it, because I got a lot of here. And there you go. So I think I mixed up turkey tail. I think this is turkey tail. Looks like a turkey tail. And then this is another one that it has a Thai name, head something. It has a Thai name, and so super medicinal. That's what they told me. And so they said, don't take this all the time. They said, you know what? If you're feeling a little off, then take it. So that's how I take it. Now the turkey tail is, a lot of cancer patients take turkey tail. So you could look that up yourself and see. I take it along with, depending, maybe twice a week or maybe once a week, or I'll take a break from it like that. Because right now I'm not suffering any ailments, and so what I'm doing is that I'm taking this as a food. I'm not here to say, hey, I got this problem and let me except my prostate problems, but this is 3 years in, and I made another video about my prostate issues if you want to check that out. And so now I'm gonna go over here just to show you. This is called Cryptolepis dubia. I'm gonna show you just the name of it so you can see. Maybe you want to take a look at the name. Now, what they told me this is good for is freaking joint pain. And so this is another thing that I grind up, make it into a powder, and joint pains, joint aches and stuff like that. So I take this. This is another thing that I don't take all the time. And then we hold over here, back here, we have Scandins. I'm putting it here, so if you want to write it down and then look it up for yourself. I don't know, depends on where you are, whether you can find this or not. And this is another one that's good for joints. And so, hey, joint health is very, very important. I exercise heavy sometimes, and so sometimes my elbows hurt, sometimes my shoulder hurts. And so I have to say that for my age, 58 years old, I'm not, oh my God, my back. I'm not, oh my God, my elbows, which I'm going to give you a synopsis of the whole spectrum of everything I'm doing in a minute. So tune in, because, okay, so what else do I have here to talk about? I talked about Kratom. I talked about Tongkat. Okay, here's sandalwood. Now, if I remember correctly, sandalwood, it cleanses you out, man. It's a tonic. It's good. Blood purifies, what I remember. And so this is another thing that what I do with sandalwood is that I boil it. This I don't grind. I boil it for about 10, 15 minutes or until I see a boil. And then I let it sit there for hours until it gets warm. I put it into a jug, and then I put it in the refrigerator, and I'll have that in the morning. And so I go on and off between a mess of other things that I won't get into, which I take in the mornings, because then I'll have to be here for like at least 6 months straight to go over everything. And so, to the guy that said, you know, what's on your table, that's on my table. Let me tell you a little bit of what I know about herbs. Herbs is not this type of thing that you say, yo, what are you taking? What's the dosage? And then walk away. It doesn't work that way. What I can say, and the best way to go about taking herbs, is that I've been taking herbs for like maybe over a decade, something like that. Maybe 16, 17, 18 years I've been taking herbs. And so what I started to see was that before I was always sick, and now I don't get sick anymore. And so that's a real big difference between you know, me before and then me now, which there's a clear difference. And so as you can see, I'm not gonna freaking stop taking these herbs, especially from what I just said. The second thing about it is that I'm not gonna toot the herbs 100%, because along with herbs is exercising, meditation, breathing exercises, and really good eating, lots of fruit in my life. And so I don't eat cake and garbage and all that stuff. Before, when I was getting sick, I had all that in my life. So it's really hard to say that if I kept that in my life and implemented herbs, would I have gotten better? I can't, there's no way for me to ever account to that. And so basically what I can say is that, you know, life is a package deal. How am I sleeping? You know, what's my stress level like? You know, how am I eating? The water. How am I taking care of myself? Do I drink? Do I smoke? No. So, you know, do I stay out late to 4 o'clock in the morning like before? No. And so my immune system is getting rest, is getting fed, and it's my bones and muscles are getting rest. It's getting fed, and so the whole thing is a structure of a whole bunch of different things that we ought to do to take care of ourselves. And so, let me see. This table here in 6 months is going to be entirely different. Less Tongkat, less Ashwagandha, less epilobial herb because it's for prostate, less lion's mane. All the rest of it is going to be different because there's so many freaking herbs out there that I want to try. Like over there, I have lemon balm tea. And over there, I have some other one that I can't even pronounce it. Poo Earl tea I have over there. And so if I started to tell you all the other herbs that I've tried that are not on this table, it'll be freaking, now we're going back to over the whole, you know, more weight, 15, 16 years of taking herbs, because before I took moringa and spirulina and I took all kinds of other stuff, which, you know, from my standpoint, I never want to stick to one particular herb unless it has a certain standard for testosterone, like Tongkat, like for Ashwagandha, and so everything else I switch. Now, let me tell you how I make my morning teas, because what I do is that I'll take a scoop of this, a scoop of this, a scoop of this, right, and then I'll put it in. I first boil water, and then I got a cup, and then in the cup I put ghee butter and I put cacao butter, because I was taught that herbs are absorbed better by the body with fats. And so I took that advice, Ayurvedic. I got that from the Ayurvedic culture. And so that's what I do, and that's what I've been doing for freaking years. And so now, once the ghee butter and cacao butter melts, then I put a variety of herbs depending. I feel it out, like Tongkat goes in there. Turmeric goes in there every single day with pepper, because they say that turmeric is absorbed better with pepper Then I'll alternate a whole bunch of different things, and I'll go on some type of a wave kick where I'll take ginseng, I'll take astragalus, and then I'll take maybe lion's mane, and I'll go, you know what, it's been a long time since I haven't taken, this guy over here, and I kind of like eye it, and sometimes I'll take a little bit more of something, a little bit less of something, and then I blend it with a blender, and then I put honey, raw honey for its benefits, and then I have that. I was having a tea every morning, and then now I'm taking it every other day, and then sometimes I'll take it twice in a row, and so I feel it out. So it's not like this type of mechanical system of 100 grams of turmeric and 200 grams of this. Dose recommendations, if you look out there, there's not for a lot of these herbs. They say there's no recommended dose. Most of these herbs, when you look them up, you're gonna see that more studies are needed to prove its efficacy. And so a lot of these claims come from like individuals. This is why I said in the beginning, you have to be careful, because if I'm trying to sell you ashwagandha, I'm gonna go, yeah, man, hey, click the link here, type in my name to get 10% off, and you got unto 5 days if you want to get 20% off. So, you have to be mindful about those type of things. And so, I guess that's it for now. Just know that I can continue and continue and continue, because the herbal world is this is just maybe 1% of what's out there. I guess if you know a little bit about herbs and you know about ginseng or something like that, you know that you have Panax ginseng, American ginseng, Korean ginseng, Siberian ginseng, and we could just keep going on. And just with ginseng, we can talk so freaking long where it's from, and the attributes and the benefits and all that stuff goes freaking really, 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 really deep. And so what's my point? My point is try it. Keep an open mind. Learn as much as you can about your body, why you want to take herbs, and the rest of your life is also important. Are you a smoker? Are you a drinker? What's going on? Did you freaking abuse your body? And so now you're turning to herbs. And so you want to put all that into perspective and see a lot of things that you want to eliminate, because sometimes it's not about addition. Like, I wouldn't want to add herbs if I'm still doing something that's bad for my health, and then expect the herbs to do me the favor so that I could continue doing what I'm doing that's hurting myself. So it's like, I don't think that having a counterproductive approach to herbs is going to work out. You want to take herbs and say, wow, here's an example. The spiritualists, the naturalists, they're in nature, so they eat from nature, and so they meditate, they walk barefooted, they take herbs. And so it's this whole freaking package, this whole mindset of taking herbs, unless you just want a little kick. Get Tongkat, try it, just throw it in your thing, put it in your shake, go out and give it a shot. Or you can do it, or you can take it as serious, or you can end up getting as serious as I am, And it's not that I'm serious, it's just that when you see something works, you gravitate to it. So I gravitate to herbs. As soon as I see a herb, I go, what's that? What is it? What I look it up, what's up? And then I go, okay, I'm gonna try it, buy it. And so anyway, the herbal world, man. So I guess that's it. I don't really have anything else to say. And so if you hung on this long, I hope that I made myself clear enough. And if you have any questions, man, put it down, and I'll see from my experience anywhere where I can comment as sensible as possible. And until then, see you later.